I mostly got my character sheet ready in time. I'm impressed with myself.
All right. And there we are. We're up. Welcome, everybody that will see this stream. Uh, Tonight, we are starting a new long run campaign with a new dungeon master for the Wayward Ones. So, Damien.
Well, welcome everyone out there and in here. I'm excited to get this game going. So everybody already has the kind of the information that I sent them. The name of the campaign and I guess chapter one will be When Black Roses Bloom. So I'm excited to get started. So first and foremost, I sent everybody a little bit of info, right? So you guys have an idea of kind of where you're starting and such. What you guys all know is that for various reasons, you've all kind of joined up with this extremely large merchant caravan that's traveling from the west, basically the Sword Coast, the northern Sword Coast, all the way down to the eastern part of Symbia, pretty far east in Faerun. It's a very large merchant caravan. Imagine, a couple hundred wagons. They're not all bunched up. It kind of spreads across for a few miles. Little groups of merchants and their personal bodyguards or their family kind of sticking close. But if you look down the line, you can see these dots of these caravans and different things, and it stretches for quite a while. You've all been hired on as guards. Your idea of making your own a little bit of money while you're traveling. Also, it's a long journey, so there's safety in numbers. So that's kind of where you're at. You guys have been assigned to Captain Dreg. He's part of the merchant. You guys have been kind of contracted out. So he's kind of giving you guys your orders, and basically you're on been grouped together, and your job is to stay within a certain area and kind of we'll make sure nobody's starting any fights. No, keep an eye out. Though no, you'd have to be pretty foolish to waylay this caravan. So you're not too worried about brigands or anything like that. Just really to keep the peace within the caravan train, the wagon train. You've all been joined for different time periods. Some for a few weeks, some for 4 or 5 weeks. And your reasons are your own. But you've been grouped up with a few other travelers guarding these wagons. So if you want, you guys can give a description and a little description of what you guys would know of each other, because you've been traveling, guarding, doing your guard rounds together for a few weeks. So whatever you think that they would kind of glean or your character would give away kind of to them. But we can give a physical description, a little bit of personality, because you have been traveling together. Let me real quick also tell you about Captain Dreg. He seems to be a good man. He commands a lot of respect from individuals. He's fair-skinned, red-haired. He's got scarred face. Looks like he's seen some action. He wears a breastplate with male leggings and a long blue cape. He rides his horse around most of the time, but he'll also kind of walk with you guys. Again, very fair. He's been good to you guys. You really respect him. And so, yeah, that's Captain Dreg. Go ahead if you want to give a little description. We can start with whoever.
All right, I'll go. I am a Gideon, somewhat tan-skinned human, piercing blue eyes that have like that. I have like that dark circle around them when you don't get a lot of sleep. A dark brown, almost black hair. I wear a chainmail. I have a glaive and 2 hand axes, one on each of my hips. My whole left arm is just like black tattoos, and I would say that. just deep red robes and black clothes. Good enough.
All right. You guys have also been around Bungo Toss Cobble. Is my name. Halfling, bard, dark hair, shaggy dark hair and beard. Quick with humor, but kind of dark as well. Like not necessarily like the over the top jovial bards you may have seen before, like entertainers. More of like, he's kind of dragged to the show almost. And you've seen him probably play his hurdy-gurdy at this point, although he's adept at a couple other instruments. And he has been largely kind of a little distant, keeping to himself, except for when he has to perform and get out there. You'll notice as he is a halfling, he kind of favors the light crossbow as he moves around camp. Kind of looks at it as an equalizer, knowing that he's not going to best a lot of bandits through strength of arms alone.
Flat.
Who's next? We'll do Flash.
Awesome. So I'm playing Alana. She is a tiefling with like ram's horn curling spiral sort of horns off the side of her head. She's wearing a splint mail. She stands about like average like human female height, and she has like this foreboding presence about her. She seems kind of standoffish or brutish, doesn't really socialize that much. But she's one of the guards in the group, so she's often like telling people go over here, do that, trying to make sure riffraff aren't doing stuff. When someone's doing something, she'll give them the look and they'll be like, whoa, lady, okay, I'll stop, sort of thing. Other than that, she sticks to herself, doesn't really talk to anyone, and she's a paladin, so you probably would have seen her do some pally things, but not like the save babies and help women falling over sort of paladins. So just and she's pink skin, pink hair, about shoulder length, and yeah.
What was the name again?
Alana.
All right, so Ren is a human, fairly easy to forget, kind of blends in with the rest of your humans, but there's something about him. Like he definitely tries to dress like better, but at the same time, the overall appearance is just gray. He just very much just kind of blends in. He's very forgettable. And those of you that have talked with him would know that, he likes to be a bit more of an observer. He's more of just keeping the eye out. When there's problems around in the caravan, he's not the guy that's going to get involved. He's the guy that's going to be like, hey, someone's got to go get involved, Other than that, he's barely armed. Like, you've seen some daggers on him. He carries a quiver in his, like, off bag, not the one that he carries with him. So, like, who knows? Yeah, other than that, he's just a pretty indescript guy. And for those of you non-humans, he just looks like every other human. Only like a little bit more handsome. You know what I mean? With like really nice eyebrows, and a beautiful mustache. Like, beautiful, thick.
I think the
Just
word epic might be.
Just a gorgeous fucking mustache. And in fact, if there's anything you would take away from this description at all, it's mustache. I want you all to like leave this in your mind's eye with just a mustache. And then as the mustache gets closer to you, you're like, oh, there's eyes and a mouth and a nose. Like, that's a face. But I want you to, it's mustache leading. Okay.
So we're looking at it's me, Rogue Mario.
Just so you know, for personal reasons, I am not Italian. That's right. I said I, just like Grandma Rita would have. You know, I'm not Episcopalian and I'm not Italian. That's the like, and I just need to state that because Grandma Rita, God bless you, you know, she would think of this as a horrible demon worshiping game, but I gotta tread carefully because if the gods are real, she's gonna beat my ass someday.
So you guys have, like I said, been traveling or not traveling. They've grouped you together. You know, there's a company of mercenaries and guards that the merchant caravan has hired out, and then of course they contracted you guys, right? They didn't have enough, but they're kind of running things, and so though you're not like part of a militia, you guys report to Dreg. You know, he doesn't. Again, he seems to like a good captain is what everyone calls him. He seems like a good captain because he has expectations and he's laid those out clearly. You're getting paid for a job and he expects you to do that job, but he lets you do it the way you guys want to do it. He knows he's not going to be able to micromanage you guys in a way, and he has trust that you guys have proven yourself in whatever way that you had when you were hired on. And so he kind of lets you do your thing. He kind of comes and tells you what you'll be doing that night, which is usually you know, kind of patrolling your area. So speaking of, you guys are somewhat in the middle, kind of towards the back, but more towards the middle of this large caravan. You know, you're covering, 500-600 feet worth of wagons, maybe a dozen wagons. You guys are kind of, that's your kind of area that you're guarding. And it's been uneventful. Like I said, you know, you'd have to be foolish to attack this size of a caravan. It's not like, you know, bandits and such are gonna you're not an easy mark. So you guys do have been working the night shift. You know, that's the time you've been doing it. So usually when the sun sets is when you guys start taking your patrols. The area that you're around, it's there's a few merchant stuff, but there's one caravan or one wagon that really catches your attention. It's opulent, rich mahogany wood. The seats and the curtains that are covering. So this is more of a you can tell this is like a living quarters type of wagon, right? Like it's got windows. It's definitely not hauling goods. It's hauling people. There's no doubt about it. There's a couple of windows, and they have deep purple and deep red curtains. There's often lights coming. Actually, ironically enough, the music is kind of interesting and foreign, though Bungo absolutely recognizes a hurdy-gurdy in there as well, the hurdy-gurdy type of music, which is somewhat rare. So it's kind of, interesting to Bungo that there's another purveyor of such music around. But you haven't seen much of the individuals. You've seen a couple males that have come out. They're dressed in dark purples and reds, dark, kind of olive skinned, dark hair, very mysterious, kind of quiet individuals. They again, a lot of colors, but a lot of kind of dark, deep colors that they're wearing. Long, big earrings, and very, very foreign and kind of unique looking individuals. And you notice that a lot of the other guards and merchants kind of avoid this wagon and the few other wagons that are with them. Not avoid them, but they definitely, allow them to keep to themselves. You've heard whispers. The word gypsy has been kind of tossed around a little bit. And like I said, you haven't seen much in the way of who's in there, but that's really the only one of note. The rest seem to be kind of merchant wagons and the like. the sun is setting. You guys are traveling along kind of in this open field. Though you're up on a hill on this open field, it kind of drops down to the north. You guys are traveling east, so to your left, kind of to the north, to the rolling grasslands, and then to your right is you guys are passing by the Reaching Woods, which is a fairly dense woods. And so you kind of travel along this upper part of this hill, and you can kind of see over. The nights have been fairly clear with some clouds coming here and there. It's autumn, so the days still can be warm, though the nights get cold quickly. And as you guys stop for the night, you can see just fire lights popping up and down the caravan as everybody settles in for the evening. You guys are around the fire, kind of having it's more like your lunch or breakfast if you guys sleep somewhat some of the day, getting ready for your patrol. As you guys sit around the fire, kind of finishing up your meals and stuff, getting ready, you see Captain Greg approach. Hi, lads. It's good to see you up and about and ready to go. Any questions, any concerns, anything to report? See any odd goings about, anything like that?
I mean, have I seen anything on that's been looks
Like I said, it's been pretty uneventful.
Okay, Captain.
Yeah, it looks good, Cap.
Excellent. Looks like it's going to be another cold one. Bundle up.
All right.
Make sure
Got a
keep
little
an eye out.
liquid blanket you could offer us for the evening there, Cap?
You know my rules. You do your patrols, and then you can have your drinks.
All right.
Got to keep you sharp.
I ain't
expect-
back in this caravan. It'd be damn full.
You're right. You're right. We did see some wolf tracks around. Again, not that I got a lot of fires going, but just keep the eyes out. If there's any stragglers about, warn them. But you guys know what your job is, and I'll be around if you need me for anything. But best of luck on your patrol tonight, and we'll see you in the morning. So you guys finish up your meals and begin your patrol. And once again, as you travel up and down, most people are sleeping. Some guys are drinking and gambling. You can see a couple of the merchants and their guards. You have a question? Or you just...
Yeah, just a quick, mildly meta, but in character sense. I wanna size up all my compatriots here. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that Andy, what's your name?
Gideon.
Indian.
Gideon. G.
All right. So Gideon.
Grandma Rita didn't like them either.
So Gideon, I'm assuming he's kind of an upfront melee folk. Bungo, I imagine you're mid to back line.
Bungo is sticking, middle to the wagons.
Okay. And
To talk about wolves, kind of those guys could pick me up and carry me away.
yeah, of course. And then Mike, I'm sorry, your character's
She's a longsword. She's a paladin, so she's gonna be up front.
all right. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I just needed to get some calculations out of the way. I'm very
Absolutely.
inquisitive with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's pretty easy to tell by looking at their equipment and kind of the way they move about, kind of confidence in different areas. So you're able to easily glean that. As you guys spend the next few hours patrolling and such, again watching the fires, making sure no one's getting too rowdy. You have to stop a little bit of a tussle between two drunks that were gambling, but you were able to separate it, which has been about the extent of your excitement for your guys, is breaking up some drunken fights and different things like that. But for the most part, again, it's been pretty easy for you guys. As you guys have been traveling for more than a couple hours, and you've been patrolling for more than a couple hours, you guys are making your way back down. Kind of, that the sun will be rising somewhat soon, maybe in the next hour or so. So your patrol will be over. As you guys pass by that kind of opulent wagon, you guys hear a creaking sound as the door swings open, and you see that there's a low light coming from within, and there's a figure standing in the doorway. Kind of catches your attention, and hey, you there? Yes, all of
Me?
you.
What
He kind of looks at the group. All of you.
I immediately like just crouch and try to like hide basically behind
Bungo.
the other character, I guess.
You guys see him kind of reach back in there, and he pulls out what appears to be a candle with a stand. He's holding it here and comes walking out with it. His face just slightly illuminated. You see, it's one of the men that you'd seen. He's got a 5 o'clock shadow, dark hair, piercing gray, like green blue, kind of gray eyes that kind of catch your attention. His earrings kind of jingling as he approaches. Sorry to bother you, but you have been invited. My mistress would like to meet you.
Meet
Oh,
up.
we're on patrol.
Oh, I think it'll be fine. Captain Dreg will have no issue with you coming and meeting. Of course, it is your choice, but the lady quite interested in meeting you.
Can't leave a lady waiting. Come on, and this sounds spicy. You know what I mean? He's willing to share his mistress. Come on, guys.
His eyes narrow and dart at you. It's not that kind of invitation.
Oh, well, then I should probably get back to watch.
Again, that is your choice. The invitation is open. Come,
And
if you wish.
I turned to Ren and I was like, you know damn well they've been playing a hurdy-gurdy in there all week, right? I heard it. I gotta know. I gotta see this.
I'll go with him, but only to like make sure he's okay, because he's like half up. So someone's gotta keep an eye on it.
Just make sure he comes back in one piece, okay? We'll stay out here.
Really? I thought you'd come to keep him. I mean, do you think
You
I
want
could-
me to go
Like,
in there to
doing it
see a
for
woman?
image.
No,
I'll make sure you come back out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure. You can come in, just stay by the door, just in case we gotta.
I'm not going in.
Okay,
Come
sure.
on. You
We will accept.
really good.
We'll
I
accept
love
your
it when you do
invitation.
that thing where you lean against something and you go like this.
I'll
can
do
do
that
that.
outside.
I'll do that inside. I'll keep an eye.
All right.
Watch
all
out
right.
for the wolves, Alana.
One of you's got to do the
Uh-huh.
thing,
They're afraid of me.
and then
There's
I'll keep an eye on Bungo.
There's bound to be alcohol in here.
Oh,
All right.
boy.
I'm now.
So who's going in?
leading Bungo. I'm a
Bungo will walk in. I mean, I'm confident no one's attacking this caravan. I'm just like, we haven't seen anything for weeks. It's, there's 200 wagons. Like, part of me thinks the wolf track things was fake just to keep us on our toes. I'm going in because I sense alcohol and music, and I gotta see.
Oh yeah, that's.
I'm right behind Bungo.
Anyone else? Are you Gideon? What's your plan? Are you sticking around or?
Man, I'll go in, but I won't go in, if you know what I mean. Like, I just want to
Yeah.
go in enough to make sure if I need to pick up a halfling because he's gonna get our roving patrol in trouble, I can.
Okay. So as you guys walk up, you see the man kind of make his way in there first. He stops and says, "Just one moment to let me tell the lady that you have chosen to accept her invitation. I'm sure she will be quite excited to offer you a drink."
Absolutely, my sergeants will wait here by the door. Enter.
So as he goes in, the door shuts. You guys can hear some moving around in there. Before the door swings open again, that eerie kind of candlelight illuminating this gentleman's face. My name is Ludovic, and I welcome you. Come in. He opens the door, allows you guys to step in. As you guys make your way in, you notice this place is kind of crowded. It's got a lot in here. There's a bed, there's a small table, there's a bench, there's chests. Everywhere there's like some silk, multicolored cloth hanging. A lot of deep purples and reds and some yellows and different things like that. As you step in, you kind of bump some of it as it jingles, as it appears to have charms and different things dangling from it, metal charms and different things of of that nature. In here, it's dimly lit by candlelight. You do see a figure, a robed figure sitting there at the table, standing in front of the candlelight. You can definitely tell it's a female. As you approach, you see that she lights up another candle, illuminating her face a bit. And you see a weathered face, a woman in purples and reds and golds. Her hands, you see first, are weathered and wrinkled, long nails with many rings covering her hands. She has a necklace on her. As her head slowly turns, you can hear the jingling of heavy earrings. But she has a look of it's hard to tell how many winters she's seen, but she is quite old. And as you approach, she says, "Oh, welcome. I am so pleased you have accepted my invitation. Come. My name is Esmeralda."
Pleasure to meet you, Esmeralda. My name is Bungo.
Bungo.
Yes.
I heard your fine music playing. I was quite intrigued.
I must admit that I'm supposed to be on patrol, but having heard what sounded like a hurdy-gurdy throughout the week, I was also intrigued by your own music. It's a unique instrument.
It is, and I find it where I come from, which is far away. It's more common than it is in these lands. Though I must say you are the first I have met with the knowledge and skill to play such a intricate and unique instrument. I'm quite intrigued.
Well, what the gods didn't grant me in height, they bequeathed me with fancy little fingers.
Everybody has talents. Everybody has weaknesses and strengths. That is the fate we are all bound to. Perhaps your friends, Rel, Gideon, perhaps you would like to approach. Introduce yourself to old Esmeralda.
I'm good right here. Good.
Very well.
It's nice place.
I don't play any instrument,
That is okay.
unfortunately, but I do respect them, especially the Gertie.
I imagine you have many talents that others do not. I see that a beautiful young woman decided not to join you. Oh, it's a shame. I was quite intrigued to meet her. Perhaps another time.
Look,
But please sit down. Let me offer you a drink. Ludovic,
I'm not gonna say no to that.
Good.
bring the wine. She kind of brings her hand out. You see there's like imagine those like cushions that you would sit down on with your legs crossed. The table's low to the ground. There's 4 cushions. Please take a seat. You must be quite curious as to why I invited you in here.
Quite curious, but on a cold night such as this, I will never refuse wine from a willing host.
You are a
And
wonderful
what he
guest.
said only just about the wine.
Yes, well, I must say, of my homeland, the wine, perhaps I am biased, is the finest. It's deep and rich. Legs for days, as they would say.
I might be a little bit biased as well because I think all wine tastes the same. And
Perhaps I can change your mind then. Have a seat. Who sits down?
I sit down. Bungo.
I'll
takes a
absolutely sit down. Which I imagine that me sitting down is easier because Bungo is so close to the ground already. But I sit down as well.
Yeah, so I climb up onto the pillow.
He kind of looks over at Gideon.
So is there like blinds on the door? Like, is the door solid?
The door is solid, but there is like a thing you would walk through, you know, beaded. But the door is shut at this moment.
It's
Like
shut.
you remember video stores when they had the adult section?
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, no, I guess what I'm more looking for is if there's a point where I could get a visual on our other member that is on patrol with us, or is it all closed off?
It's all closed up. I mean, there are a few open windows, but they're closed. The curtains are closed. So there's a little breeze coming in, kind of whipping the candles every now and then, making the shadows kind of dance around. But you can't see out because the curtains are very heavy.
Okay, I will stand close to the door.
Very well. You are a guest of mine, so if you are more comfortable standing, please.
I appreciate it. I'm just, we just got up. I need to be on my legs.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
Don't take any offense. He's like that, but I kind of feel good about it. Like, it always makes me feel more comfortable that, you know, he's like standing around when I'm fucking off, you know?
Absolutely. That was why this is partly why I brought you in here, or asked for
This
your
wine is
minutes.
fucking amazing. Can I have some more of this?
As he pours it in, you see it's deep red and it's heavy. Like it pours, but it's almost like there's a little bit of like weight to it as it comes out, you know. And as you spin it in these golden cups, you can see it sticks heavily to the sides. Again, it's got very long legs, as they say.
Should I not
very
be drinking this?
thick and delicious. It's sweet and earthy. That is what you can take from it. If any of you guys are wine,
raise a glass and make eye contact with my guard at the door every now and then. I'll just let him.
she
know.
also partakes as well from the same bottle that they pours from the same bottle. She takes a drink from it. You see, she closes her eyes and slowly swishes it, and takes it deep. And then when she takes a drink, you see she doesn't swallow immediately, as she kind of holds for a second before allowing it to kind of flow down the back of her throat.
I'm gonna try to mimic that after I notice it. I'm gonna try to savor it.
So in doing so, you really do start to feel, or to taste rather, the more subtle notes. The sweetness is a fruity sweetness. The earthiness is what sticks to your mouth, though, and you're able to kind of really, whether or not you enjoy it or not, you know, it is good wine, whether or not your character enjoys it or not, but you appreciate the complexity of the flavors. And so they offer it. Gideon, Ludovic comes over with a glass and offers it to you, Gideon. Oh, you're muted.
Oh, Andy.
I'm not gonna be a bad guest. I'll grab a glass. I'll swirl around. I don't drink it fast. Like, just maybe a little sip. I'm serious about, my duties.
So as you guys there's a bit of a silence there as you guys are kind of enjoying your drink before finally the silence is broken as Esmeralda speaks again. Again, let me first explain to you why I was so intrigued to meet you. This is quite unorthodox. Ludovic, she kind of glances over at him as he's standing in the corner with his arms crossed. He's watching all of you very intently. Was less than thrilled at the idea of inviting you in, but he can be quite suspicious, which is a quality I deeply appreciate. He has looked out for me for a very long time. But I insisted that he invite you in. What do you know of the threads of fate? I imagine very little. See, I come from a land far away. with a rich tradition of looking into the stars, looking into the fates of others. These old eyes may be failing me in many ways, but I still see much. And for some reason, your stars shone so bright to me. I had to meet you. I want to offer you something. As I said, I am not from these lands, and I rarely find joy or value in meeting any of the individuals from this land. We are misunderstood and sometimes even hated. But I want to offer you something. These stars, they shine so bright. Would you like to see a glimpse into what I have seen? Perhaps this knowledge could help you. You see here, Ludovic, this is a gift that is rarely, says with disdain, offered to outsiders.
Well, I'm in. Yep.
You said you're in?
Oh, I'm in.
I kind of give a sidelong glance at Ren and at Gideon, and it probably doesn't take too much for you two to surmise that I'm almost kind of thinking like, do I want them to hear anything she's going to say about me? Kind of like, but
She knows.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, she kind of notices your hesitation. Oh, do not worry. I will not peer in what has come before. No, perhaps a peek into what awaits. Everybody has a past, and most of us do not wish it fully exposed. I would never do such a thing. But I see your stars burn so bright. I would hate to see them fizzle out.
I'm intrigued. Yes, I would hear you.
Can I do a quick, like, just a gut check on, like, does this seem sketch? Like, am I going into a trap, or is this just on the level?
So what you notice from her is that everything about this seems odd, certainly, right? She's brought you into her, you've never really met anyone like this. She's offering you something apparently for free. So yes, you feel a little suspicious about it.
Still going forward.
Yeah,
Curious.
I would think for Bungo being an entertainer, like I feel like I would have run across like, different soothsayers,
Crazy ladies.
types of entertainers and stuff like that. I'm feeling okay. Not knowing like if this is like way more intense than things I've
All right. Well then, all right, Bungo. Seriously though, between you and I, now we got to drag the muscle. And what about our girl outside? Should we just drag her too? Like, we got to tell him. We could just be like, I don't feel safe going further.
We'll see what
I
she
need
said.
your help.
Let's just hear her out.
All right. Okay. Fine. Fuck them.
So I'm going to look into the cards. Give you some tug on the threads of fate for you. I will not delve too much into what the cards tell me of your past, for everyone, as I said, has a secret. But let's speak of the present, and perhaps even of the future. Master Halfling, perhaps you shall be first. You see, in the table in front of her has been a deck of cards. And don't imagine like playing cards, these are more like plaques, kind of hard cards, like a deck, but it's not really like a hard, you're not sure what it's made out of, but there's no give to them. They're black on the back of them. She kind of lays them out in front of you. Choose and let the threads of fate shine a light upon what is. As you pull it, and she kind of gestures for you to lay it face down. As you pull it, the first card, you see the card is a picture of two decapitated heads laying on the ground with an axe behind it, stuck into what appears to be a headsman's block. Yes. It appears that you have chosen the Berserker. Interesting. This can mean many things. But I feel as though perhaps your fate at this moment is not your own. Much like a berserker in the field, you have no control. You have lost control of something important to you. Perhaps you feel as though your fate isn't your own at this moment. It's interesting for such a pleasant, it seems, an individual. I believe there is a darkness or a foreboding here in your presence. She gestures again. Perhaps now we look into what has not yet come. Draw the card. The card feels heavier this time for some reason. Almost like it doesn't want to be pulled. Interesting. This card, see there's a woman on the front of it. Her hands in this is what appears to be energy of some sort shooting from her fingers. Her look on her face could be interpreted as either in awe or perhaps fear. It's hard to really tell. You could be interpreted in either way. The Elementist, it appears. Interesting.
At least this one has its head.
Interesting. So, it appears that within your hands will be the power to choose your own destiny. Perhaps rid yourself of this weight, this uncertainty. Perhaps gain control. But be wary, for if you are not strong enough, willful enough, dare I say brave enough to control it, they may turn on you. Like the power in their hands can be used for your defense and for your gain, or it can turn back on you, destroying you. You, my friend, have an unsure future, though I believe in your case that may be a benefit. Keep your eyes wide. Look for your opportunities. Do not want to see your star burn out. You see she's kind of breathing a little heavier than she was. My friend, Ren, perhaps you would like to be next.
All right, look, lady. Before you get going, I need you to know. Not a real big believer in this kind of woo-woo, okay? So, I want to lay it out there. But I'm reticent. I'm ready to listen. So go ahead.
My beliefs do not demand your belief in them. But if you wish, if you are curious, draw a card, my friend, and let us see where you lie this day.
Absolutely. I'm going to go for, my general sense of the most middleist card.
Okay. So as you pull the card and flip it over, you see there's a woman. Looks dressed a lot like Esmeralda. I mean, the picture doesn't look like Esmeralda, but you can see that same style. She's wearing like a bandana over her head, like a silk bandana that's multicolored, that's tied. She's got earrings and jewelry. In her hand, she appears to be conjuring up a glyph of some sort. Ah, the conjurer. Interesting indeed. There appears to be some sort of something unexpected. Something is in weighs heavy in your mind. Something you're not sure. Perhaps a threat, a fear of some sort. Perhaps you're not sure what to do with this, where this feeling comes from, where it has been conjured up inside of you. That is where you are at. Perhaps we shall see where you will be.
Interesting. I'm gonna glance at Bungo and like wink.
He gestures for you to draw. See what your future holds.
Again? Another one?
This was your present. Let us see your future.
Oh, naturally, of course, because card. All right.
Don't drop one.
That
Are you gonna reach out and draw one?
Yeah, I'm gonna go for that one over there. That one right there.
Okay. Ooh. As you draw this, you see there's a picture of a holy man. His hand raised up as if he's come to some great realization with the light shining behind his head. Oh, interesting. The priest. This is quite fortuitous. Appears that your future holds enlightenment. Your fate, the answers to your questions of this unexpected threat or fear you're not sure of, the answer will come. This I am certain. Be wary though, for the answer to a question is much more dangerous than the question in itself. Make sure you are ready for the answer. The enlightenment is coming. You will get your answers. If you are ready. She's kind of heavily breathing at this point. There's a bead of sweat over her head, on her brow. You see Ludovic take a step forward, she raises her hand. He steps back. She kind of looks past both of you at Gideon. I know you are unsure, Gideon, but if you do not believe in such things, or if you do not hold stock in them, then what can it hurt?
she did give us wine.
Can I open the door and see our friend out? Is that something that would be acceptable in this situation?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you can certainly reach right behind. You're standing by the door. You can easily reach back and grab the door. Yep.
Just peek out.
What's Lona doing?
She notices the door open up. And, are you having fun yet?
Interesting stuff. Interesting.
I imagine so. She's just gonna kind of shrug at the darkness outside and hold her arms again.
Want to try the wine?
No, thank you.
I'm gonna just not fully close the door and walk through. I'll take my glaive and set it down so it doesn't hurt anything. Not roll my eyes visually, but in my head. You know, one of those moments. I'll play.
As you reach for the first card, you hear the door shut behind you. As Ludovic shut the door. As you reach out and pull a card. You see that this card, see a figure. It appears to be sickening. He's perhaps diseased, and there's a woman behind with her hand over this person's head. Ah, the healer. Something is in you, Gideon. Perhaps a sickness, or malformity, or perhaps even a curse. Interesting indeed, Gideon. This does not mean that you are weak or that you are ill with any kind of sickness of the body. Be wary, for something dark is in you, and I see it. So do the cards.
I turned to Ren. I said, probably worms. He's probably got worms. Can't hear you.
Telling you. Pretty Hey, DM.
Mm-hmm.
How many cards
How many cards are on the table?
are on the deck?
It's actually a rather large deck. You would guess that there's at least 30 cards. And they're like thick though, so the deck is quite large.
Thick. Okay.
Yeah, the cards themselves
you.
are thick. Yep. Well, Gideon, perhaps should we see what the threads of fate have woven for your future?
Hopefully it's better than something dark inside me, you know?
Let us find out.
I'll cross my fingers. I don't actually cross my fingers, though.
Okay. Are you gonna draw? Are you
I
reaching
was
out to
just
draw?
going to ask if I notice him crossing his fingers.
I know. No, this is a first weird for me. I'm playing a character is that it's not going to be superstitious, even though Andy is severely superstitious. So I'm breaking the grain. Yeah,
Maybe just a little suspicious.
Yeah, Todd's only a little stitch.
So, do you draw another card?
Yeah.
As you pull it out, you see what appears to be a robed skeletal figure on a horse. The horse's eyes gleam red, and you hear Ludovic gasp. She raises her hand to Ludovic. This is dangerous, Gideon. The horseman. It is indicative of a threat or the end of something. Bloodline, life, wealth. What it is we cannot know, but something in you or in your life is coming to an end. Make sure you are the author of whatever is written, for if not, the fates will choose. And rarely do they choose in a way that we agree with. You have a darkness in you, and something is going to end in your life. This is a dark cloud to hang over your head, and I am sorry to be the one to put this on you. But let me make it clear. The cards, they do not lie, but they don't always tell the truth either. What is to come isn't always set in stone. Or at least not in a way that many believe it to be. The threads of fate may be plucked. They may be rewoven, even. Though the threads are there. I am sorry, Gideon, that you must hear this from me. It is not what I want to tell my new friends. But knowing the future is half the battle if you wish to change it.
I'm gonna spin that wine that I've just been, taking little sips of. Chug back the cup, set it down, bow my head to her. I'm gonna stand back up and go to the door.
She kind of leans back. You see there's quite a bit of sweat on her forehead now. She seems more tired than she was. Thank you. It means a lot that you allowed me to answer this call. I hope, in some way, this was useful and informative to you. But I know that oftentimes hearing these things can be taxing. But I wish for you all the luck in the world. Regardless, your fates, they are unique and they are important. That I know. You hear Ludovic go, I'm sorry, it's getting late and the sun will rise soon and my old bones need rest. Please have another drink. Thank you so much for your
Immediately take another drink.
I'll hold off.
you.
I take Gideon's drink too.
I consider you friends now. We are linked.
I consider you a friend too.
We have shared drink and spoken of important things. So take with you the knowledge that all you must be friends.
Thank you for sharing your home with us. And
Of course.
as we get up to leave, I give Ludovic a little elbow and I said, "You got a flagon of that we could, take outside?"
You see his eyes kind of narrow too. I think we have offered plenty. He doesn't seem quite as hospitable as Esmeralda.
Can I take one for the road? Just like a little,
The
just
road
tip me
soda.
up a little. Just fill it up to the top.
I'm gonna knock on the door and say, boys, we gotta get going.
As he does that, I would like to try to lift a flagon off him or something. Like, is there anything liftable, like on his person?
On his person, sure. That you can see. I mean, he's got pockets. You could certainly try to like slip your hand in. You don't see
I'm gonna
much,
hug.
but
I'm just
there's
gonna
some
hug.
things laying around.
I'm gonna give him a hug.
What's lying around?
A lot of things. You see, there's a couple small chests, a couple small bags. There's a couple bottles that are clearly drink of some sort. Those are kind of the things that are. There's a small statue of what appears like a silver star on a pedestal.
Look, I love you, man, and I just think like, you wanna go get a drink later? You wanna go get a drink?
Step in, like recognizing Ludovic, like in the tense, the intensity of him on my halfling and or on Bungo and Ren, and put like my hand on their shoulders and be like, I think our time here is done. Let's finish our patrol.
All right, I'm walking up, but I'm keeping my glass.
Wait,
I have a. Oh, sorry.
this is a lady, Esmeralda. She stands up. Wait, I believe I found something of your friends. Pulls up one of those cards, and reaches out to hand it to one of you. Please, would you return it to her?
I'll try to go for it, but hopefully someone else intercepts me.
Doesn't look like anybody is. Yeah, no one does. So you grab it.
Guess I nabbed it.
You're the man.
Thank you again.
No, thank you. Was really good. Like,
grabbing his collar plate and like kind of guiding Ren towards the door.
I had a great time with you, and I love you, and I love your whole family.
You guys leave. You can see some of the candles go out as you walk up.
Hey,
Did you guys swing the door open? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. If you got. Good. As you swing the door open, you see the sun kind of just starting to peek up over the horizon.
How long were we in there?
You thought, but you're not sure. I mean, you had a few drinks. You felt like you're only in there maybe a half hour or so, but the sun's starting to rise.
Yeah, I'm thirsty.
The door comes open and like Gideon, I see your back, but I see also that you're holding like Ren. I grab Ren, I just yank him out, I throw him on the ground like you bloody guys are in there. What the nine hells is going on? It's freaking sunrise.
Oh my god, I was just looking for you. Like I totally have a hold on.
You
Look at
stop.
it.
You stop. You stop. We gotta go.
Lana,
I'm
it was
gonna
great.
hold out my left hand, but there's nothing in it, and I hold the right hand out. There's like
Gideon, is Bungo in there? We gotta go. We're gonna check in. We're gonna be
you
late
gotta
in
take
like.
this card is for you. They
I
wanted
start
you to
dragging
have-
Ren on the ground.
They wanted you to have this card.
I don't believe in that stuff. Let's go. Let's go.
Bungo
I
steps
don't
out.
believe in it either, but so far it's been fucking phenomenal.
I'm literally walking, grabbing his foot and walking.
As you guys head back to kind of your, where you guys been staying, you guys have your own tents and stuff. You know that the sun's coming up and your patrol is basically over. You go and kind of dwell or think about a little bit of what just happened, and as much as your character might. It was interesting and definitely unexpected. And you're not 100% sure what to make of it. Depending on your beliefs, you may have taken stock in it, and perhaps not. But what are you doing with the card that she gave you if Alona doesn't take it? Are you keeping it, or are you?
I mean, if she's not taking it, I'm not getting rid of it. Like it's important. Even
So
in my madness, like it's I know it's important. So and also I have a very fine piece of shit vest that is supposed to look fine. So I'm sure I've got a pocket I could like flip it. We'll revisit it at another time. When I'm not
Yep.
so enamored and drunk.
As you guys kind of wind down for the night, and eat some food and take a little bit of time to yourself before you are getting tired. You've been up all night, and that's kind of you try to sleep early morning or morning time, and yeah, and doing so, you kind of dwelling on that a little bit. And the day is a little. It's very dreary. It's cloudy. It's like a light rain the whole time. Not enough for it to like soak you immediately, but over over the day it's just going to get wetter and wetter, and the wind's blowing through. It's a little cold, a little miserable. But luckily for you guys, you get to travel in the wagon and sleep during the day, so it could be worse. And you guys kind of spend the rest of the morning to yourselves before drifting off into a sleep. A sleep that is heavy. All of you sleep very well, better than maybe you have. It's not easy to sleep in a wagon while it's rolling, and all of you have things in your life that maybe you think about or dwell upon, but you can't help but kind of drift off into a peaceful sleep. And if you guys, it's about that time. If you want to take a break, we can. We obviously keep going, but
Yeah.
take a 5-10 minute break. Yeah.
Yeah, sure, dude. Fucking A. Sweet.
Nailed it on the 10:30 mark, motherfucker.
Yeah.
What, you been DMing for years?
I got
It worked.
some.
It worked.
I got some last shot from it's a local brewery whiskey up there. It's called my.
Hell yeah.
So
Nice. Hell yeah.
awesome.
Cool.
Great first half, Damien. Woo! All right.
You
All right.
I'm
hold
muting
back.
us. vocal 2, and we're back. There we go. And... all right, we're good.
Awesome. We are back. You guys were just getting your rest, the morning or late afternoon, depending on how late, but fell into kind of a deep sleep after a strange encounter with these interesting foreigners. You guys have to, like I said, it was a peaceful night's rest. Whether or not that's normal for you, but man, that was a good sleep. You feel rested. You didn't have any nightmares. It was, it's hard to sleep during this time, right? But you were able to get some good rest. Again, as you wake up in the morning, you see that the rain has stopped, or in the evening, you can see the rain has stopped. It's just partly cloudy now. Clouds drift by, and a nice, cool breeze, strong breeze. Not a wind, but a strong breeze is blowing through. It really cools you down. You guys have to put on some of your winter gear a little bit because it's wet and that cold wind. But you notice the moon is probably 3/4 full. As you guys finish up your meal, the sun sets, and the fires pop up, and what you notice immediately is the moon is quite bright out. You can see quite a bit, but with the clouds kind of passing by, oftentimes it kind of, a cloud will drift by, blocking out the moonlight, that nice kind of bright, soft moonlight where you can see well, and these little fires kind of pop up when that happens as your eyes adjust to the changing shade. But it's not raining. The wind is coming in cold. Once again, you guys are about to get ready for your patrol when Captain Dredd comes up and says, "Hey, listen, I don't care. You guys do what you want when you're off duty, but we gotta make sure we're working. You understand? Getting paid." That being said, hey, did you talk to them? Kind of leans in. Seems almost interested. What do you think of them?
We didn't talk to any of the wolves. They stayed outside the caravan.
Talking about those foreigners, the ones from
I kick
the
around.
gypsies.
Which one?
He seems genuinely interested. You seem kind of like you haven't seen him.
Yeah. Which ones? Again, I'm sorry.
He points out the opulent wagon. You know who, the silent type. Don't bust my balls here.
I'm sorry. I was in a whole other world, and I'm talking like it was high as a bat that like hung up. So, anyways, I was somewhere else, and I didn't mean to.
All right.
Offend
Keep
you.
your secrets then.
Yeah.
With that, he leans back up. Then he's like, "Well, just make sure you're patrolling. You don't need to be creating any problems, right? You get paid for a reason."
I'll grab him.
You guys are doing a good job, so I do appreciate you.
As he walks away, I'll put my hand on his shoulder and be like, "It's overrated."
It's overrated. You point at the wagon.
Yeah, just subtle,
Kind of nods his head at you like he's intrigued. All right, guys, have a good night. Keep an eye out. It looks like the wolves aren't around anymore.
All right. Once he's out of earshot, I'm gonna just gather everyone up and be like, "Yo, I don't trust the guy."
The cap?
Fucking narc.
Yeah. There's something up with him. You know what I'm saying?
He's literally the reason why you're here.
Right. Exactly. Think about it.
Are you still drunk? You slept, right?
No. This is I had a little of that halfling's weed, but that's not my fault. That's Bungo's fault.
Bungo, did you slip him some stuff again?
He must have caught Gideon's worms.
I don't have
maybe
worms.
It was
You heard the lady.
You
You've
got
got
too
worms.
much. It's too much.
Prove it.
I like put my cloak
You
on.
don't have work.
Prove it.
Prove
putting
you
my cloak
don't
together.
have work.
Like
gonna-
Ren said.
Start scanning the perimeter and actually making it look like we're doing our fucking job.
You guys are able to kind of, Gideon kind of, blowing you guys off. All right, and walks off.
I'm gonna start going with Gideon.
And Alona going. You guys end up kind of joining in and do the patrol. Keep an eye out. You don't see a lot of movement from that. Every half hour or so, you kind of make your way back and you're patrolling, and you don't see any kind of movement or activity coming from those wagons. The lights are on. You can just barely see the outline up behind the heavy, heavy curtains. But you guys, it's kind of normal. There's quite a bit of drinking going on tonight again, and different fires as you go by. There's, the merchants enjoying themselves. None of them seem too worried about anything. You see a few drunk or sick patrons, or not patrons, but guards who are, puking over there as well. Maybe drank too much too fast, and but overall it's not rowdy, and continue on. As you kind of make your way, you just kind of walk past that opulent wagon. Just past it, and you're gonna pass by where you kind of normally make camp. You guys can hear another sound coming from over towards the where the trees kind of start a little bit, kind of a retching sound, like they're somebody's hurling pretty substantially hard. As you guys kind of peer over, you see somebody is over there, just kind of bent over, and it sounds rough. Like you guys are kind of laughing, but then you just hear just almost deep guttural groan from pain, as it kind of you can see him. Yeah, that's actually really good.
I did it for Jeff.
It's pretty accurate of what it sounds like.
I'll walk close and be like, hey, take like the one end of my glaive and try to like ruffle like some sticks or leaves on the ground and be like, not to frighten them, and be like, you good?
Yeah, you see that thing. He's just the guy just like, before his head back kind of jerks as he's just hurling everything he has. You can hear, you can feel it as he's retching and kind of guttural sounds before he stops and his head kind of comes up. You can see the familiar red hair of Captain Durg before his head rips around. You see his jaws broken down and half missing, and you see there's a big gash across his throat as he leaps at you with what appears to be kind of rubbed the end of his fingers off in these sharp bones. It looks like he bit them off, maybe gnawed them off. As it leaps forward and lunges at your throat. Let's roll initiative.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Not that long ago, literally.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Oh,
I
sick.
like this guy.
Oh shit! That's a terrible initiative roll.
Ren had a good feeling that he was something wrong with that guy.
Yeah, he did. When he was drunk, though.
When he was
We now have to trust drunk Ren's intuitions.
Hey, what everybody roll for initiative?
Let's see here. I
You want to run through the line?
What?
All right, I got a 16.
I forgot to do it over here.
Fucking gross.
Sorry, let me do this real quick. I should have done this first. But yeah, so 16?
Yeah.
Okay, what everybody else have? Flash?
I have an 18.
18.
You guys.
I'm going to start using your character's name so I remember. Bungo.
Bungo rolled a 6.
Okay, and then we have Ren.
Ren had an 8.
All right, so we are...
Bringing up the rear.
We are packing the end
So
of
it's
the
Alona, Gideon, Ren, what'd you get? I'm sorry.
Getting
8,
Oh, okay, sorry.
which
Ren,
is better than Bungo, and I want everyone to recognize that.
Bungo, and then yeah.
Lana, would you?
So as it
recognize
lunges
that
forward, as you
Ren
guys were-
got a better initiative than Bungo?
What?
Would you recognize it?
that you got a better initiative.
Then Bungo.
Okay. So as it, you guys were over there kind of talking, the three of you, while you kind of creeped up, you
Yeah,
weren't
I
paying
did.
much attention. They're kind of laughing at the drunk. It does catch you all by surprise. So let me know if you have something that briefs you. Basically, if you took alert as a whatever, or if you have something. But Alona, can you be surprised?
Me? No,
Yeah.
I
No,
can.
Alona.
I
But Gideon,
I
you
was
can
the
be.
one.
Hold on.
I
I
was
know.
the one. Oh, sorry.
I know. That's why. Yeah.
Okay.
Alona, no, you're good. You can be.
Yeah, I don't have anything
Okay.
that would restrict that.
Yep. And so Gideon, since you were over there with your stick and like curious, you were not surprised as you were you put the thing between you, right? Like, but everyone else was over there kind of, so you don't have to worry about that. Ren and Bungo, can you be surprised?
Yeah.
Okay. So Alona, you kind of caught off guard as you hear a roar, because you
I don't even
hear
know
a
what's
kind of
going
lunging
on.
sound. But Gideon, since you were prepared, it lunges forward and you kind of spin around, take a big step back as your glaive, right? Is what you had.
Yeah.
Comes up between you and the creature as his tongue is like hanging half bit off and kind of looks like it's been pulled and stretched. It comes leaping towards you. Go ahead and or do whatever you like. It's your turn.
Oh, I am going to. I'm going to actually use my action to make a shove attack, and what I'd like to do is like kind of plant my glaive behind its feet and use my body to push him down, and then spin my glaive and follow him down and like pin him against the ground.
That is straight up Osotogari with a weapon. I love it.
I don't know
Okay.
who that is. So they need to make a DC 13 strength save.
Yeah, I rolled a 13 on the die.
So it succeeds.
Plus. So strength, you said? Yeah, so he rolled a 14.
Yep, that succeeds. So he like.
You gotta shove him in. Yeah, you feel actually when you push him, you feel he's like unnaturally strong. His feet slide into the dirt. It's almost kind of like pushing stone. You feel like you weren't quite expecting that. As he's, go ahead. That's with your action.
Okay, yeah. So bonus. Hold on. This is the first time. Actually, no. I'm gonna use my free action to holler to the rest of the patrol and be like, "Alert! Alert!"
Yeah, you can yell that. You can still use your bonus action too.
I don't want to use it yet.
You don't have to. So,
Yeah.
is there anything else, or is that your turn?
No, that's my turn. That's my
Ren and Bungo.
attack, free action. I'm gonna stand my ground, and I don't have a bonus action.
Okay, Ren and Bungo, you guys are also kind of making some jokes and laughing as you're like, oh, what is your turn? He comes leaping forward, kind of catches you guys off guard as well as he comes lunging forward. So, all right. So I rolled a 22 on my first roll again as an attack roll.
Against me?
Sorry, Gideon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 22
Alright.
hits.
No reaction. I want to use my reaction to cast Silvery Barbs, which you magically distract the triggering creature and turn its momentary uncertainty into encouragement for another creature. You must re-roll the d20 and use a lower roll.
Okay, and you actually can use your reaction normally when you're surprised, but your turn has already gone by, so you're able to use it. No, you are. You just have Yeah, I'm just saying you are absolutely able to use your reaction. So,
I would not be able to.
he lets out I don't know what you say to him, but it's laced with magic. And you kind of see the creature kind of shake its head. So now he has to re-roll at disadvantage.
No, not at disadvantage. He re-rolls and has to use the lower of the two rolls. And then a creature of my choosing gets advantage on the next attack roll, ability check or saving throw.
He rolled a 13 to hit.
13 misses.
Okay, so at the last second, you knew it was gonna you knew he was gonna get you as the claw comes. But just at the last second, as you hear Bungo let out some words of encouragement, but you almost see the creature kind of shudder as it hesitates as you're able to get just out of the way, and he comes back across just enough.
Alana, fuck him up!
You see that you look down, you see your cloak has been cut. You know, it was as close as you could have
Oh boy.
possibly be without. Okay, we are back at the top. Now, no one is surprised. You guys are probably about, I don't know, 20 feet away from the wood line where he walked up. Actually, I can move you guys over. Shit, I forgot we're doing the map. Sorry.
Did I get skipped?
Yeah, that was the
No,
surprise
You were
round.
surprised.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Never mind. I was not a part of surprise.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Look at
You
this
see-
map.
You seem
Woo!
surprised as. So this is kind of, you guys see where you're at over here. Sorry, I forgot to move. Gideon's actually like right up here. There we go.
Yep.
So as you guys are up on top, there's down low. There's like where all the rest of the campers are, or the people are camping. But it's further than, it's a little bit further than that down there. It's probably a 30-foot drop, and you are outside. But yeah, people are starting to kind of rouse from his alert. Alona or Lana, what would you like to do?
All right, cool. So I've got 30 movement. I can get over there. So I think I'm moving the thing around. Let's see. I am. Can't track it for some reason. That's the wrong direction. I'm gonna play some shoots and ladders and move my character around. All right, so I'm going right up to it, and I'm going to swing. Oh gosh, okay. I got a 10.
10, as you go to swing, you see it bends back. You come across cut in half, it bends backwards. You hear its bones snap as it just, this blade goes right over back as it cuts.
You had advantage, by the way.
Oh,
Right.
I
Oh,
rolled a
shit.
2 and a 6.
Oh, shit.
That's what happened. So I was like, no.
That's rough.
She's gonna curse, and that's her turn.
All right, we are at Gideon.
Glaives out. This time I'm going for an attack with it.
Go for it. Smell is, or I guess,
17 on die.
snarling,
plus 5.
throwing spit and blood on your face.
22.
What'd you roll? Sorry.
22.
Yeah, that hits. Yep.
For 5 points of damage.
Okay. You cut into it. Yeah, the blood is like half. When you hear about it getting like kind of chunky, as it's half coagulated from. You've seen dead bodies, freshly dead bodies. That kind of their blood starts to kind of coagulate. It's kind of dripping out of them as you cut him. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. I don't have much.
Yeah. We are at Ren.
All right, so I can't really see what's going on in Roll20. I'll re-roll, but it doesn't really matter because the simplest thing that I can do, the most instinctive thing that I can do, is run away and hide. So, where's the closest thing I can hide behind?
Sorry, I can't believe you should have told me you couldn't see it. For whatever reason, your token does not have vision, but I can fix that pretty easily. Should be able to.
No worries.
Oh yeah, duh.
In the meantime...
All right, you should be able to see now. Sorry, you're good. Or refresh.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Let me flip over. Oh, yep. I can already see. All right, so where...
Yeah, you got that creature about 15 feet away.
Oh, there's me. There's me. I could see my sexy fucking mustache. I mean, it barely changes anything. I gotta hide, right? Can I just like shift over and hide behind this other thing, or do I need to like get further behind? Who is that? Andy or Todd?
Bungo.
Bongo.
No, you're good. You can hide right there. There's some trees between you, and it's flickering lights, and yeah, you can definitely hide right there.
Excellent. Do you mind if I roll on here?
Stealth. I know you roll on roll 20 or whatever. Like, I would love
Yeah,
for everybody to be on roll 20, but that would mean we all have to create characters in it, and we'd all have to learn about
I
it.
usually roll on
D&D
Yeah.
Beyond. Yeah, that's fine.
Beyond.
You can absolutely do that. Yeah, or in person, whatever.
I'm sorry. Stealth. 21.
Yeah, you're able to easily read the shadows and kind of dip into one. Anything else? Bonus action or anything?
No, I mean, I was gonna use my bonus action to not only hide but cower. But
Yeah,
if I feel safe enough, then I feel like I can skip the cower.
Okay. We are at Bungo.
Alright. So, seeing Ren kind of back up, Bungo drops to his knee and takes aim and make sure I've got a line of sight. So I might I'm going to move to the side here a little bit so I get line of sight. And I'm going to use True Strike. It's a cantrip. Basically, I fire my light crossbow and I can make it radiant damage, the light crossbow. So
Let's do it.
I use my spell casting ability instead of my attack roll for this. So a spell attack is +5. So what I'll do is I'll roll the +4 and then just add 1. So 15.
15. 15 hits.
Okay. And then it's 1d8 +2 radiant damage. So 5 radiant damage, I believe. It doesn't add anything else, right?
And as you shoot the bolt, your hand crossbow or light crossbow kind of glows in a radiant right before you pull the trigger. It envelops the bolt as it strikes him, kind of blasts a hole through his shoulders. His arm goes limp. That looked like it really caught him.
Okay, and then so as a bonus action, I turn to Ren and I say, "It's mid-morning. Captain Dread is lurking in the dark. Under the sunlight, you see a sight that almost stops your heart. You try to scream, but terror takes the sound before you make it. You start to freeze, and as Dread looks you right between the eyes, don't be paralyzed, 'cause I am Bungo. Bungo's gonna save you. You can make it. I am Bungo." And I try to inspire Red.
I can't believe you made me dance that long.
I can only imagine you feel inspired after that. So yes, I know I do.
I do.
So you have inspiration, and we're at the creature. It is going to attack Gideon since he's the only one who's hit him so far, except for the one who's out of reach. So he's going to have eyes for him. I'm rolling like trash for you guys. It's good. 11 misses, I'm sure.
Yep.
All right. You guys can hear people like, "Oh, get up, awaken," kind of echoing through the merchant train. All right, we're back at the top. Alona.
Nice.
Keep it going. We're ripping through. We're going quick.
No. It was a 1. It's not happening.
So as the clouds keep going in front of the moon, and it really does kind of shift the light, and the way this creature moves, it is unpredictable at best, and the lighting is not great. And even with your dark vision, because it keeps going in and out of light, like it's having a hard time. You guys have faced some stuff in your life, but you guys aren't the most experienced, right? And maybe this thing moves in a way and kind of it's different, and it takes a little bit. So
And the ground's wet.
And the ground's wet, so you swing hard, expecting this creature to move like every other creature you've ever, fought, and this thing just doesn't. It twists and turns. It's willing to kind of contort itself. All right, anything else? A bonus action or a movement?
I'm gonna regain my footing.
Okay, yeah, kind of steady yourself, concentrate. See, you guys see a steely gaze come across
She's
one of his
pissed.
eyes as she kind of grips her blade. Gideon, you see this thing is taking a beating. It's hard to tell, like it doesn't show any kind of pain, but it's definitely dripping that blood out of him, and there's a big hole in his shoulder. One of his arms is limp.
Yeah, I don't think I want to attack. I want to grapple.
Okay.
So actually, what I would like to do, what I would like to attempt to do, is like sling my glaive onto my back, and I imagine I have like a leather contraption, almost like for a longbow, that I can slap my glaive in, and I just want to take my right arm up and like bring my left arm and try to grab his arm so I can like pin him from the back side and just restrain him.
Oh, half Nelson, something like that.
For grapple, I forget. Is it just like
He's got to roll a strength check.
I make the
strength.
check.
Strength or dexterity. Saving throw.
He failed it, whichever one hits you. So
Yeah.
So you grabbed him, grappled up, kind of picked up.
Yeah.
He's kind of, you see, he's behind
like,
him almost, kind of holding.
And I was, if I get him, I'd like to wrap my fingers behind his neck, so I kind of have him.
As you're doing that kind of stuff, you see he turns his head, and you hear a snapping sound as his head turns all the way around. He's looking at you right now, just snapping at you as you're holding him up. His head's backwards, his arm's still swinging forward.
I don't have. Oh, I have an action surge.
Yeah, you do.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my action surge and try to force him to the ground and like police officer, pin him down, face to the ground.
You grappled him and then shoved him to the ground, but I mean you're still holding him. But that's the way I'm gonna do this. All right. So he's got to make a roll then against that.
Yeah,
right?
it's another strength or dexterity. All right.
And grapple just gives him. So he rolled a nat 20. So unfortunately, as you go to bend him down, he just kind of plants himself. Yeah. But you have him grappled.
Yep.
Okay, we are at Ren. This thing's being held by.
Well, that's perfect. All right, I'm still hidden, right? I feel safe and comfortable in my hiding spot.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Did Flash go?
I could see Gideon
Yeah, I'm first.
holding that one guy up, you know?
Yep.
So I'll take a shot, and I hope I don't hit Gideon, you know?
Yeah.
See how it goes. I mean, what's the worst that could happen, right?
Right through the hole that Bungo put in.
Yeah, I mean, that
You see that
is
shot?
probably-
Natural
that's probably
20.
That is probably... All right, ready? Ooh, 16?
Yeah, 16 hits.
All right.
Yeah, he's getting held up. His head's turned around. He's snapping. He's swinging. The thing goes thudding into him.
And, how's about 7 piercing?
Do you have sneak attack? Because you would have got it for having a.
I don't know
'Cause
if
he's
I have
hit.
sneak attack yet.
You're a rogue, right? Second level. Do they get sneak?
Second level?
Yeah.
Really? Really?
I think it's just 1d6, but
All right. Oh no, I do.
yeah, you actually would have had advantage on that attack too because you were hit.
I'm sorry, guys. I thought it was at 3. All right, add another 3 massive sneak attack damage to
It's
that.
fucking huge. That's huge. Don't play it down.
You blast through it
Look,
as you're
I'm
sitting
not
there.
gonna lie. I'm making fun of it, but statistically, on the percentage of what I'm doing now, +3 is fucking huge. You're right.
What kind of weapon are you using?
I guess probably. Oh wait, no. I was did a hand crossbow.
Yeah, so you dip down, you pull the trigger, and you're sitting there, and its head's turned, facing you, snapping as there's a spurt of blood as you see a dart hanging halfway through its eye, facing you, but it stops, as the thing just kind of jerks for a second before it goes limp in your arm.
I'll push it off.
Throw it off, and you see
Put
now
my
clear
glaive
as day
right down.
in his armor. You see
It's
Captain
very
Drag,
important to me that I make eye contact with Gideon.
Yeah.
long, awkward eye contact. So at that moment, too, as you guys take that just second that the creature falls to the ground, you guys hear sounds erupting from the camp.
Oh shit.
Just it sounds like weapons being drawn. You hear screaming, you hear run, and different things like that. If you guys kind of look at the map here, you'll kind of look down there. You'll see, there's a lot of these little campfires, and like they're not quite to scale, but they're scattered around. All the people have been kind of guarding at this moment, and you can see fires up and down the caravan, even out of sight. You can see the little pinpricks of fire. So you're able to see kind of here the whole area that you're in. But what you see is chaos, in the shadows as figures are moving about. At this moment, the clouds kind of move, drift from in front of the moon as the moonlight kind of shines down, and you get to really look as you see dozens, maybe even hundreds of creatures. It looks like shambling and mowing through, some leaping and jumping, others kind of steadily walking and shambling through as a chaos erupts in the whole area. And at that moment, you see that the whole area is overran with all manner of creatures. As the light, again, as another cloud kind of starting to go past in front, you look down that rolling hill that you guys are walking by, and that's where they're kind of pouring up. And off in the distance, you see there's a figure on a horse. Can't make out much except for that as the light starting to fade away and he's far enough away. He clearly, it seems to be directing this. And what you see is a mass. Hundreds of undead are pouring over as you look up and down, pouring over this area of the merchant caravan as the clouds move in front of the moon again, blocking out the rest of the vision. Now back in your small area, you hear the chaos screams. The sounds, visceral sounds, crying, fires are getting knocked over, tents are getting knocked over, and you see them pouring up towards you guys, off a couple 100 feet or 50 feet away. All these creatures are starting to come up towards you guys in that area, and towards that wagon you're near. What are you guys doing?
I'm fucking taking a hand axe out and hucking it at the closest one, if they're within range, or when they're
so
range.
One of your hand axes comes out and whacks it in the chest, and you see it knocks it to the knee, and then as you do that, you see two more clamber over it as they come pouring towards you. You guys can hear the sounds of that wagon, something happening within that wagon.
Out of Dodge. Let's get out of here.
The gypsy wagon. You hear that?
We hear what?
Yeah. Like a kind of a commotion. And as you peer over there, you see that the wagon, there's lights inside of it, and you see that Ludovic is at the door. It looks like he's poked his head out and he's about to close it, and kind of looks over at you, and he's like, "I will run if I were you." Slams the door shut, and you hear a loud crinking, crackling sound.
You go jump on top of that wagon.
The wagon's just sitting there.
Like,
It's not geared up to go anywhere. He just closes, and you hear the door kind of lock, and it's just sitting there. And some of the creatures are on top of it, and some are starting to run behind it. You see people running by near you guys. As they're, this place seems to be getting
Overrun.
Well, it's absolutely horrendous what you're seeing down there.
Quick assessment: are any of the wagons like the Vistani wagon, like defendable, like lockable, like a strong thing, or are these like we're gonna?
So the Vistani one looks really sturdy, but you also know Ludovic just stepped in there and you heard it lock. Heard the big sliding bar.
And he said to run.
And good luck. And he winks at you guys and slams the door, shuts it.
all right. Well, I'm satisfied. Let's run.
Yeah. Like I'll holler
So
out.
looking, the only way that's not boxed in is the woods.
Right.
You see, the reaching woods appears to be the only. I mean, or you could try to make you run through them, but it looks tough.
I'm
not
a coward
smart.
and I want to run away from conflict.
You see other people running that way too, and you see some things like running them down, and you see some people sprinting. You see a father run and start outpacing his wife and children as he's screaming in panic.
Show attack, no.
Would I Would I have time to rifle Captain Drake's pockets as I'm running to the woods?
You can absolutely, yeah. In that case, give me an investigation roll since unless you're not taking your time, right? You're searching the quick.
No. Quick rifle.
Yeah. So go ahead and give me a roll on that.
I would say a halfling dropping to his knee, but halflings are already at their
18.
knees, right?
18.
He's sucking a door. No, you're 18 is good. 18 is good. As you make your way through there, you're ruffling through real quick, but you know where people keep things, right? So you quickly find his belt pouch, which you had noticed before, and you couldn't help but notice a nice dagger that he had hidden up behind his cape. You noticed it quite a few times, so you're able to slip that out. It's got like looks like an opal, and it'd be worth a pretty penny. And you grab a belt or a belt pouch with coin in it.
Okay. And I'm not even looking what's in there now. I'm just.
Yeah, we're running.
You guys go sprinting towards the woods.
Alana?
Yeah.
Alana! We're running. Like, I feel like there's got to be that dramatic pause. It's like the halfway. Ren and Bungo are like booking it past, and I
strategic retreat. Call it
yeah,
a strategic retreat.
I start moving, and then I like.
Bats aren't real. Bats aren't real.
She takes out her longsword and her sickle, and she's just like, she's gonna. And you guys are like, no. She's like,
come on. Let's.
You can help the survivors later in the woods.
She just wanted to try to slash at the horde. She wanted to take the horde on.
I mean,
but she will.
I will follow you anywhere.
Just met you, but I will die for you.
I'm not saying I'll die for you.
Yeah,
that came out wrong.
No,
I'll fight these motherfuckers, but I don't like our chances.
They are starting to they've taken notice of you as you're trying to pull. You look about probably a dozen of them. Some of them again kind of shambling. Some also you notice even in the short period that you're spending there, you see some of them that were kind of ripped apart early. You see, they start to rise. You see that man's wife get up.
I'm fucking slaying anybody that's near me.
So we can retreat into the woods.
You can retreat anywhere, but the only place where there's no they have you cornered kind of, they're swooping around in a semicircle. Right. So you can try to run through them or you can run back. The only way that isn't guarded or doesn't have creatures is behind you in the woods.
Yeah, we'll have to retreat in the woods or at least do that enough to move laterally to the next out. I'm gonna
go ahead.
Just so for awareness sake, I'm doing a divine sense.
Oh, your bout knocks you to your knees as your head begins to just pound, and so that basically lets you know if there's undead around, right? Or
it's a 60 foot to see what's around me.
Nothing but the dark. You hear in your ears those hollow bells, and your head is splitting with migraine. That's what you feel every time that you feel this type of amount of undeath around you. Yes, in the general 60 foot, but your divine senses are kind of ringing loudly.
Yeah. All right, so I'll agree with Gideon to retreat to fight another day and get into the woods.
So you guys are pretty athletic. You're all to some degree the halfling, maybe not quite as much, but you're all active people. So you kind of go sprinting off into the woods, and you're kind of passing people. Not everybody. To your left and right, you see that some people are getting taken down as some of the faster ones are leaping, kind of jumping, not tearing their body up in the process, but not carrying. A few are kind of getting close to you guys as you and a couple dozen people are all kind of running. Into the woods. You guys are grouped together, but then you can see figures running to the woods as well as everybody's trying to escape as much as they can. As you guys go sprinting, and as you look behind you, you can hear the rumble. It's just this horde is coming towards you. There's so many of them, and they seem to be kind of chasing this group into the woods. So you sprint, you ran like you've never ran in your life. You feel the it starts to burn with every breath. As your calf and your leg muscles begin to ache and burn as you begin to go numb, but you can feel them behind you, kind of breathing down behind you. Left and right, creatures are falling. You guys are trying to keep your footing. As you guys break through a rather large brush area in a full sprint, and knowing that now I'm looking for somewhere I can turn and make a last stand, because your heart's not going to allow you to run anymore, and you at least want to die facing whatever this whatever is going to tear you down. As you bust through, kind of looking, you notice there's a small clearing as the clouds reveal the moonlight. Is this old building, old mansion almost, or manor. It's all boarded up. There's a light, some dim lights coming through the boarded area. And as you sprint forward, you see that that's the only, the door's kind of half open. You could certainly run around it or try other things, but you know that you don't have long before you're going to give out. As you feel this licking and lapping behind you.
I can't go any further. We need
I'm gonna look. Sorry. Go ahead, Dad.
Yeah. No, so you guys got about 8 seconds to let me know what you're doing, or this thing, as these things, you feel them behind you. I mean, you know they're on your tail. Seconds are all you have to make a decision. You can either continue to run and try to find an area, or dive through into the place if you wish, or try to get in there as quickly as you can, or as you hear the twigs and such breaking behind you.
We would have to get in there fast enough before they can see that we went in there.
Just get in there, defend us.
Or
we can live another day.
Yeah.
All right, so
you guys buzz through the heavy door that's kind of swinging and slam it shut. As you hear kind of some thuds onto the wall.
Bungo's dragging a little bit, and Tom's
we slam the door shut. I want to take my glaive and place it between the floor, a spot in the floor and the board, and let it dig in, so the front door is sturdier.
As soon as the door shuts too, and you definitely do that, you see that you have one of those large oak things that slide down in front. It makes
Not
a thud
the
as
smartest
the walls
fighter there is.
as the creature, as you hear thuds on the outside, and then there's a kind of a, you hear things go running by. You hear screams in the woods as they slowly start to die, and then you guys are taking a breath. There's not even really had a second to look around. You guys hear a thud on the roof, that scurrying sound, creaking at one of the boarded up windows, and then everything kind of goes quiet as you kind of catch your breath. And you look around, you seem to be in the foyer of this old dilapidated manor, but what you notice immediately, outside, even though the 10 seconds you have sprinting in, that all the windows are boarded up, and they're boarded up on both sides. Done very much it's old and run down, but it was done very purposefully. There's no doubt, right? You think, what luck for you guys to find such a fortified little area, right? What luck. But you also realize that you're not sure. You can hear movement outside. You don't know what's going on outside the manor at the moment.
Bungo swings around and points his crossbow at Gideon and just says, "Show me your arms. Pull up. Show me your arms. Show me your skin. You weren't fucking bit, were you? We saw what happens. Show me your arms."
I'm good.
Take his arms.
Good.
I raise the crossbow away from it.
Alana's gonna look around and see if there's any other open doors or anything.
Yeah. Sorry. You will see. So what you notice is a little 10 foot by 5 foot foyer. But then it's like you're walking into a hallway. That's kind of how the manor. There would be a hallway down to your left, to your right. There's doors dotted along each side, or each way. Three, kind of one directly in front of you a little bit, and two more to the left, two more to the right. But there's also a set of old, some of them are starting to break a little bit, but stairs going up in front of you as well. So I'm going to move you guys over. I do have to put...
Those are all interior doors, correct?
Yes, sorry. When I say that, those are all interior doors. My bad.
That's fine.
So let me move you guys over, and then you guys can tell me. But so this place is run down, boarded up. You see, but you could tell it was at one point a very, very nice manor, right? But it's obviously ran down and not up, kept up. There's also strange lighting, dim lighting, come from these glass balls on the ceiling. Very dim. Seems to be perhaps some sort of magical lighting, but it's very faint. It gives an eerie glow to to the whole
Is there
place.
a new map?
Snap two.
I'm
Snap
I'm
two.
seeing the character.
Hold on, I'm gonna move you over.
Oh, thank you.
Yep, sorry, I was just moving everybody over.
Jeff was
Does everybody
just
see?
in the realm of Damien's voice. And he was-
It looks like everybody's got vision. So that's kind of what it looks like. These are walls, these here are doors you see along the side of it. There's creaking. Every now and then you hear a scurrying on the roof or something kind of pulling at boards at the windows. Kind of catches your attention, but yeah.
All right. I'm gonna try and walk in some more and look around.
I'll go.
Yeah, so you guys at this point can kind of move your character around and I'll explain, what what you
I'll
see
go
and let me know what you want to do.
opposite- I'll go opposite of Alana
Okay.
for exploration.
Yeah, so as you guys walk by, you see there's doors here, doors there, but you also see at the very end there's appears to be like a door. You would imagine that was actually to the exterior, but that has been complete. You couldn't even access it if you want. It's been completely boarded up. But you know that that's kind of the end of the building over here.
I'll walk to the right.
Okay, so you see these doors are all well made, and these are all well made. They're not boarded up. Look like sturdy oak doors. Like I said, handcraft mahogany here and there.
Mahogany.
This looks like
So the
I've seen a person
hallway,
groove.
the hallway is boarded like a
just the windows, the
its own
the exterior
room.
windows.
Is there any doors that we see off of the hallway, like that lead to other parts of the house?
Only the stairs going up.
Yeah. All right.
All right. So
We
go
did
up
that.
the stairs then.
You guys, what would you like to do? You guys are catching your breath.
I'm gonna
Good here.
slowly go up the stairs.
Perfect.
I'm gonna cover them as they're walking up the stairs. Like, just,
So as you make your way upstairs, what you notice is, you're going up. It's half broken. The handrail is broken. It goes up into a landing. There's a door directly to your right. There's also another window, but that one's been boarded up as well. But you see broken glass. It looks like the window was broken at some point, but it's all boarded up. And then there's a door on the left wall that also leads in the other direction, the left direction. So you have two doors, left and right. At this moment, you do hear kind of a sound of planks and wood cracking and splintering through the door on your right at this moment.
halflings don't have dark. Is this dark in here? Right.
So it's your character can see is so no, it's vaguely lit. So
Vaguely.
even if it's like those dull light, almost. But it's
have
those
night
magical
vision.
things. It's almost like the magic here is waning. The magic in those glowing balls are waning. It's almost kind of every now and then one will flicker out.
So the door to the right splintering and cracking open.
No, yeah, up the stairs. Yeah, I haven't moved you guys to the other side, which I can do. The door to your right there, Alona. If you move your map up a little bit, I have to move you from these because it's like a separate. There you go. Yeah, you can be at the bottom if you want. You see how there's a door to your right. There's a door right by where Ren is,
Yeah.
and one right by Alona.
What the fuck is that? What is going on?
I think something's getting in.
Shit.
I'm gonna try and if there's like a keyhole or something, I'm gonna try and see if I can look through it before trying to open it.
The door is just like a solid oak door with a handle. No peephole. It seems to be
Okay. I'm gonna whisper stay here, and I'm gonna slowly open the door and go in the room.
So as you open the door, you see it opens up into a 15-foot long hallway. There's a door on the right side of the hallway and a door at the end. You can still hear that crackling sound coming from even louder now from the other side of the far door, which I will then. Here we go. So as you peer down, so there's a door at the far end. You hear that cracking and breaking sound, really getting loud. And there's also a door to your right, halfway down this hallway.
Oh shit.
Okay, so the one that's facing down is the one that has the crackling.
No. Or well, actually, as you move close, you do hear a sound. The other one, like the cracking of wood, is across the way. You listen to your right, like you kind of stop for a second to listen. You do hear what sounds like a fire going. Like the crackling of fire versus the creaking and cracking of board from the far end.
I'm gonna make note of that mentally and keep going towards what sounds like an intruder that we don't want.
Okay. At this point, you kind of hear one last loud, bursting of wood, and then kind of gets a little quiet in there.
Okay. I'm gonna listen for any sorts of like scurrying or footprints to see if something came in or not.
Go ahead and give me a perception roll.
I'm gonna put my hand on Ren's shoulder and be like a steady, let's be as still and as quiet as we can be right now.
It's okay. It's fine. I'm still here. I'm just. It's fine.
I got a 14, Damien.
So you hear something. It's super faint. You would almost you might guess that maybe you're just hearing a big rat, or something like that. Because it's not like you're expecting maybe footsteps, one of those creatures, but it's something very faint, kind of just barely petting and.
I gotta know what it is anyways, so I'm gonna open the door.
All right, so you're gonna peer into the room here. As you crack the door open, not sure what you're gonna see. You see that it appears to be was a bedroom of some sort. It's open and airy kind of vibe to it. It's a little bit bigger than this is kind of a narrow building, and so it feels a little cramped. It's a little bit more open, 15 or 20 foot or so square. There's a jug and a wash basin in it, though it hasn't been touched in a long time. One wall is covered with a large painting. As you look, there's a large gold dragon on the painting. It's perched heroically on a mountaintop, though it's covered in cobwebs and such. What you notice, though, is there's a black cat walking around, stretching. Walks over and rubs against the bedpost. There's also a bookshelf in the room as well.
I look for the window, specifically.
So that's all. It's broken, but it's only broken in a fairly small area, like this big. Enough for one of those things to maybe get its arm and head through if it were, one of those creatures that were following you. But it's not very big.
Okay, I enter enough to look around the room, but I don't walk into the room. If that makes sense.
So you're gonna just take 5 steps in and then kind of peer around.
Oh, I'm like a step and a half.
Oh, okay. So just leaning kind of in to look like.
Still holding onto the door handle. Yeah. Okay.
You don't see much. You see the cat kind of mosey up to you and stretch and rub against you and then walk over and go to the wash basin and start licking itself. The bed is perfectly made. Looks like it hasn't been touched, but it's covered in cobwebs and dust and.
Do I notice any other aspects of a cat inhabiting this room?
You don't see any bowls or I don't know how they did it this time, but nothing for its waist or anything. You don't see it. You don't see any toys. No fur everywhere. Yeah. No toys.
No litter box.
Yeah, no litter box.
Right, no sand.
I'm sure they use sand.
In the
Yeah.
corner.
Vials of catnip.
As it rubs on my leg or something, I'm just gonna. Was that you coming through the window? Just trying to playful sound to the cat.
It purrs as it continues to clean itself.
And then I'm gonna go back out of the room now.
Okay.
And then did anyone else come in the
No,
hall
they're all
behind
waiting.
me?
It looks like you can see Bungo, but he didn't actually follow you in, but you can see him.
I'm just gonna put an ear to the room that sounded like had fire in it, just to kind of see if I can hear anything else
Yeah.
in the room.
There's so you don't hear anything else, but you definitely hear the crackling and popping of fire.
Yeah. But no chair creaking, no cup being picked up and put down, no.
You can give me a perception roll.
Yeah. Okay, so that is.
That happened.
It's an 11.
You hear that crackling fire.
Yeah.
Do
I'm going to not to keep taking a lot of my turn. I'm just gonna go back to the main hallway there,
Advantage with me.
and I want to tell everyone there's an active fire in the room behind me. Don't know what we want to do about that.
there's
You hear
another
that
room
cat
down
meowing
here.
it next to you, Alona's next to your leg.
I thought I closed the freaking door.
Oh, did you say you closed the door? I'm sorry.
I
If you
closed
said that.
the door behind
Okay.
me, but hey,
Yep.
that
No.
makes more sense to me if it comes back out of the door without having. Yeah.
No, you don't. It does not. But you hear it meowing very loudly at the door.
Yeah.
I did not. That's my bad. I didn't hear you say
It's
close
fine,
the
it's
door.
fine.
But those are important things that you should say if
yeah.
you're going to do. So
I think
good job.
I
I just
did
missed
say,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm sure I missed it. So, but I appreciate you saying that because those
Yeah.
things are fun, important things.
So
Um,
so that's what I tell them. Sort of like there's potentially someone in the room.
There's another door down this way.
Okay, do you want to check that one next? Leave that alone for now.
Yeah. I'll go.
As I start talking hushed because
I'll walk
suspecting.
I'll walk up to Ren and be like, what do you hear? What do you hear? What do you hear? And I'm gonna aid him.
Are you listening at the door? Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. So you can make a perception roll with advantage if he's helping.
Yeah.
I guess.
Oh,
Yeah. No, I don't know how.
I mean, I'll make a perception roll too. I was just.
Okay, no, let's do that.
Are you kidding me? You want?
Well,
you
because that's a
want
tough
me
one. What are you doing? Making it more quiet or
to-
cupping
you
his
want me
ears?
to do it with advantage. Trust
How do you
me.
help perception with hearing is tough. But yeah,
Push his
I
head
know.
into the door.
Listen. Muscle memory, trying to aid. All right.
yeah. No, in theory you can't help, but sometimes it's hard for me. Like that's a tough one to be like.
I got a
that one's
14.
A tough one. Okay.
I rolled a 2 and a 5 for a max
Ooh.
of 4.
So maybe
All
you
you
try
hear-
shushing everyone really loud.
You both hear the creaking of this old house. You know, the more it's just like any old house. I've lived in old houses, but it's a little bit more exaggerated. And every now and then you think you might hear a
Oh,
footstep,
birds!
but you hear creaking. You sometimes hear some running outside. You hear a scream in the distance every now and then.
Oh boy. I don't like this.
Is it locked?
I don't know.
Uh,
gonna
doesn't,
put my
you don't see
sh-
any locking like a key
I'm
or
gonna
anything
put my
like holes,
shoulder into it.
like and nail it, like knock it open.
Yeah. Knock it over.
So it's a very sturdy door, but it's been a long time. And if you take, you hit it, and it kind of breaks like the framing of the where the door goes a little bit, and that snaps as it swings open. Which as you look into the room, you notice a few different things that catch your attention immediately. So this room is taken up by long tables, kind of in the center. 2 of them, they're covered with like glass vessels and books and various things like that. There's cabinets with glass doors on like lining the wall. It looks like they have strange creatures, frogs and snakes and different things floating in some like a yellowish liquid. There's a lot of light in here. It looks like there's a lot of those glowing balls, though they are dimming. It still has that dim light, but there seems to be quite a few of them, really making this room a little bit brighter. The far wall is almost completely covered with a map of the night sky. There's a golden sunburst above the center of the closed door on the far side. you definitely get the feeling that this was some sort of work area, probably. So I'll go ahead and Gideon, you are. Where's your character at? Oh, you're behind him. Yeah, that's fine. I'll move him over. There you go. So Gideon, you're actually in the room. You busted through. So yeah, and there's a door at the far side with a bright or sunburst behind it.
Bungo's gonna walk in behind him. Kind of go to the left. What in the hell is this? He's looking around at all the creatures.
My glaives out.
Yeah, you see all kind of weird things.
Are alarmed.
There's a spider, giant, like a big spider, like not giant, but like a large spider, that you've never seen. There's some weird things, some strange creatures you've never seen. There's an eel, there's all kinds of weird stuff.
Right?
Yeah, they're all floating in the. Yep, exactly. Yeah.
Right, Bungo. If I feel safe in this area for a second, I'm just gonna like look through the contents of the table and.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of check through everything. So you can give me an investigation roll. And what's everybody's passive investigation and passive perception, real quick?
Oh, I got a passive perception of 13 and a passive investigation of 12.
Okay.
For Gideon.
Bungo.
Super hot.
Perception 13, investigation 11.
Okay. Alana?
10 and 10.
10 and 10, and then Red.
17 and 14, respectively.
I'm about to say we don't see it. And I rolled an 18 on my investigation check.
So as you go through there, you can tell this is some sort of like, workstation. Though you kind of piece together what's going on here. This person seems to be very interested in like preserving bodies and or life, kind of like, but also like just being able to keep the body from rotting is what's kind of being studied and stuff in here. Ren, you can't help but notice there was like your head turns. First you thought it might be a rat, but you look over and you don't see anything. But something, you just see this movement out of the side of the corner of your eye. I'm assuming you guys are all in the room, even though shit. I did. Over in the corner there, but you saw something move by and it kind of catches your attention for a second. Like, something moved.
Can I do like a further investigate? Can I
Yeah, you can
notify the guys that are there and be like, hey, I don't know, high alert or whatever we decided our safe word was, and then I guess I'll try another search.
Yeah, as you approach, as you get close, you see a broom fall in front of you. Platters on the ground. As you peer and you see there's like two bookshelves or like shelving things and in that area where the broom fell out of.
Well, I want to gather up some shit,
Gonna grab the broom?
Yeah.
Is that one of the things? Yeah. As you go to reach for it, it swings up and whacks you in the head. Tries to.
Fuck you, broom. Fuck you. I'm a human being.
Does a 14 hit?
Oh, shit.
It might. Oh, hold on. Yeah, my AC is 14.
All right. So you take 6 bludgeoning as it bashes your nose in, and you kind of fall back, and you see it lifts up in the air and starts spinning around and comes swinging at you again. We roll initiative.
Oh, mother. I'm like already I'm at 50% hit points,
Are you? Did you get hit? You didn't get hit. What did everybody roll? Or who had the highest? Or we can...
I got a 9.
Gideon, 9. Okay. Alona,
7.
okay. Bungo,
A natural 1 for a total of 4.
Nice.
You're a halfling. You're a halfling. Come on.
Roll again.
Remember your shit.
halfling luck.
It counts as an ability, yeah. Oh my god, I rolled another natural one.
Oh,
You
wow.
can re-roll. You can re-roll. Halflings don't get once.
You must use the new roll.
Oh, never mind then.
Yeah.
I was
assume it-
trying, Todd. Good
Yeah, I
rules
don't
job.
think it's an info
All right.
roll.
Hey,
I think
listen,
it's-
listen.
That was good. Yeah, no, I was gonna look that up though.
Persuasion, deception
yeah.
check.
There you go. Ren, what'd you roll for initiative?
10.
So actually, though, surprisingly enough, it's going to be Ren, Gideon, then the Broom, and then Alona and Bungo. Or Alana, Bungo.
All right.
Okay, we are at Ren. What are you doing? You got this thing flying in the air, spinning around, trying to swing at you.
All right. Seems like it'd be weird to hide. I'm gonna take a shot, I guess. You know,
Okay.
like crossbow time.
Yeah. So actually, it'd be
Shooting
I'm gonna
Broom?
move you.
Am I? I mean,
It's like 5 feet. You'll get disadvantage though because he's in your face. It's in your face.
all right. Should I grapple it?
Do what you like.
I'm not really built for this, but I'm gonna try to grab onto it.
This is gonna be so funny.
Go for it. Make a, or it's got a roll, right? You're grappling it. I remember now.
Yeah.
You grab a hold of it real hard and it tries to play. You see it's like yanking him a little bit, but you got a nice, you grabbed it just like this and it yanks you to try to pull away, but you got it. You feel it's fighting you, but you definitely have that, you got that broom. That's for sure. You're manhandling that broom.
Got that broom.
Okay, that was your action. So do you like to do something with your bonus action or movement? I think you move it like half your movement, maybe if you're.
Yeah, can I go hide somewhere? with
You're
my
holding the broom. Can't hide when you're holding the broom.
Hide with the broom. I gotta. Is there a decent area to cower?
Yeah, where you're at is a good cowering spot.
Cool. I'm gonna hunker down.
All right.
I'm gonna pray
You're
to
right.
all the gods, the old
Gideon.
ones and
And the new ones.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run up and grab that broom. Like,
You too? Or are you
Yeah.
just joking with it?
no,
Okay.
I'm gonna grapple the broom. Like,
It failed. You guys now have it together,
Yeah.
and it's like you got good control. Like if both of you work together, you can move it and put it in, do whatever you want with it.
I like to say
In
that
fact,
it's mostly
we can
me
drop out of.
that's holding it and less of a Ren because I'm strong.
So if you're both holding it and succeeded, I think you guys will kind of pause initiative. You've got this thing as long as you hold on to it.
I want to let it go. I want him. This feels
Never mind,
like,
we're back in initiative.
feels like a Gideon problem.
All right, Gideon, that was your action. What was your?
Yeah.
Would you like to use a bonus action?
No, and
Hey,
yep, I'm holding the broom. Run
so
is
a
not.
creature that's grappled can still attack, though, right? It just can't run away. Okay, so I think that's what it would do. I don't think it would try to break away.
Sweet, that's awesome.
So it swings, but you're easily able to just kind of stop it from pushing back because it's like get fucking broom. Okay, that is its turn. Alana, you see him over there, kind of struggling with this broom in the hand.
I don't know what to make heads or tails of why we're fighting a broom right now. As I look in from the doorway,
What is happening in there?
what did you guys do? Gosh, I don't know. Did you? I'm just gonna keep talking to. Like, did you guys do something? I mean,
I didn't do anything. I'm just trying to. Holy shit! The power of this.
All right, I want to go grab it, and with my tail, which is prehensile because of the type of tiefling I am, I'm gonna hold onto a table with it.
So you're gonna grab it and then hold on to a table with your tail. Okay. So once again, you guys kind of manhandle it at this point. Like there's, you have control of it if you work together. As it's struggling, but you got it.
I'm gonna just
Yeah.
look around and sneer at Ren, wherever the fuck he is. Just,
I'm hiding. I'm hunkering down.
Ren's hunkering down. Bingo, what would you like to do?
I mean, you could probably see me, but I'm hunkering.
I don't I don't understand what we're doing with this broom.
And in theory, you could try to break it, I guess. It is a broom. Both of you? I don't know.
I didn't find anything on the
Oh,
table.
we're stealing it. We're stealing.
Nothing of value, just all those notes kind of explaining, like you were able to piece together what this guy, he's using something he calls scientific research, which seems it's odd to you. Like that's not a term you hear a lot of. He says that he's moved, but he is moving. You did also notice towards the end of his writing, which so what you noticed was well in there is that so you figured that out, but also that his writing seems to get more. His penmanship becomes more frantic and more kind of unconnected and like disconnected, kind of hops around from ideas the more you read into it a little bit. But the idea is that he's definitely into like scientific research, which almost seems weird to you. Like he's talking about doing experiments on things. But then slowly there starts to be a little bit of talk about, well, perhaps I'll start looking in to other avenues to bolster my scientific method. I'm not getting the results I want.
I'm assuming that they're okay with the broom. I'm gonna go listen at the next door.
Okay. Again, pretty quiet except for the creaking of everything around. You really wait and listen for a minute and just silence in there, apart from the every now and then banging or something from around.
So are you guys finished with this thing yet, or can we move on and clear the rest of this place?
you want to do it, Lana, or you want me to do it?
I mean,
It's a broom.
out of desperation, I command the broom to stop, and I cast command.
Yeah, absolutely. It falls to the ground or stops fighting you.
Well, that was interesting.
What the fuck did you just do?
Told to stop.
That's a thing, huh?
It sure be a thing.
Alright.
Jeez.
That's interesting. Very interesting. We still hear the skitters of things crawling up and around the building?
Yeah, every now and then you'll hear a loud thud or clawing sound.
No, there's no saving anyone now. So I guess we failed at our job and lost out on fucking coin. So, well, chalk that one up. Plus, the guy that was supposed to pay us is non-existent. So, fuck. I don't like this.
Oh,
Listen, we hole up here. We see if we make it till morning, and then see if we can get back to the caravan, scavenge what we can, make it to the next town.
What's going to be left of the caravan? Let's be real.
it's gonna be torn apart, but it's gonna be what it is.
We ran like fools.
Oh, emergency protocols.
Fools.
Strategic.
I wanted to stay and fight. We all ran
I'm
away.
not saying I'm not a part of the fool. I'm just saying. I don't think
Fools we may be, but we are alive. We are alive right now.
And we can try and figure out what's going on. So
Can we hunker?
let's make
Can we hunker
Yes.
down in this
a
room?
room.
Yeah,
That
do you want a
would be this
hug?
room.
Are you asking for a hug?
We smashed the
I mean,
Oh,
there's a room
okay.
back with it. I found a cat. Do you want a cat?
No, I don't want a fucking cat. I can't
mean,
stand cats. They leave hair all over
dude,
the goddamn
I
fucking.
know.
Would
I
you
know.
like a
Go
hug?
on everything that you
I
don't
know, I
want
was-
them to go on. I do not like cats.
I
If we're
know.
staying here, We need to
Don't like
secure
it.
this thing. We need the tables up against the
What?
doors.
Yeah.
What about the room with the fire? Do we want to go see what's going on in there
What is
before we
it
do?
gonna spread to ours? How do we?
No, it's like a fireplace fire.
But why didn't you say that?
Yeah,
Let's
I
go
thought
there.
it was
I
like
didn't
a
go.
fire.
I didn't go in there. No, it's a fireplace fire.
I mean,
Well,
we're in here with jars of bugs and dead things.
Yeah.
I asked if you wanted to check it out, as she still is hushed, whispering.
Yeah.
I'm here, by the way. Yeah. That's funny that you guys thought it was like the room was on fire and everyone's
Yeah,
like, we'll just come
no,
back later.
That's what I thought. I thought like the building was on fire.
Yeah,
No.
I'm just kind of like fuck it, and like I like start tramping back towards the other room.
I'll follow. I'll follow him. I'll follow Bungo.
All right.
Okay.
I'll go too.
Yeah, you guys make your way. I'm assuming you said back to the fire room.
The
Yeah.
back
Yeah.
of the room that had the
Yep,
fire.
there you go. Bungo's character is kind of back going that way. So yeah, as you make your way to the door, you kind of hear the same thing. Again, you listen, and it's that kind of what do you call it? Like a comfy or kind of cozy. That's the word I'm looking for. Cozy, fiery, crackling sound that you hear.
As we open the door, is there any way to get the cat outside of the room?
The
hear the
cat's
cat.
in the other room.
And it's meowing super loud. You hear it clawing a little bit at the.
So
But at the other door, yeah.
the other door at the end of the hallway. So this one here at the side is the one with the fireplace.
Hold on. Back over. All right. Can we hunker down here?
So you guys wanted to hunker down in the hallway?
No, I don't want to be in the hallway. You want to get in the room, right? Sleep
Oh,
next to the fire.
I
Yeah, I'm
think
just waiting
we'll
for-
think to
Sorry.
find out.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get over there.
If somebody's opening the door is all. I'm not worried. I just didn't know who you guys. Nobody said there actually. Everyone was just kind of listening and talking about it. But I thought you said the hallway. But if you want to open the door to the room, you certainly can.
Yeah.
So yeah, you creak it open.
Yeah.
This room seems quite cozy. You immediately notice there's got to be some sort of trophy room, as there's like strange creatures. Some of you recognize some of them. There's like a bear head and an elk head, and it looks like some strange, big, almost iron-plated head thing with a giant horn. None of you have never. It's got gray skin. You've never seen anything like it before. It's like some sort of monster. In each corner of the room is a scarlet armchair and a little reading pile, or a little. Reading books piled on there. And there's a cheery fire that burns in the fireplace. There's a pair of swords that sits in a rack above the fireplace. The heads of various animals stare down at you, like I said, as you peer into this room. Yeah, it looks quite cozy.
What?
Looks like a room of a hunter, right?
Yep.
I feel comfortable. Fire is burning. Do I get any let's see here. As I look around to I'm guessing you're talking about like a deer rack, right? Like
Yeah, deer. There is a deer, a giant stag.
You
Right?
know,
Yeah.
they're mounts, right? Like trophies.
Yeah, and my heads are mounted on the wall.
Yeah. So maybe we do.
Okay. Is that what you guys want to do?
Yeah. Just is there no other exits or entrances?
None that you
to the-
see. No.
Okay. Then yeah, I would say let's hunker down here and barricade the door and get a night's rest and kind of assess what's going on in the morning.
Once again,
Okay.
I will put my glaive in the floorboard and in the door to brace it.
So yeah, this could be a good place we can call it. But before we call it here, though, the last thing I'll say is, as you guys are in kind of resting, we can take a short rest. It's probably not going to be considered a long rest if you're just waiting until morning. But you can definitely take a short rest. You hear noises, some loud, some kind of creepy the whole night. But for the most part, you're not unaccosted. Hours later, it's clear that the sun should be rising. As you guys peek through a little bit of cracks and stuff, though, it looks as dark as it was 4 hours ago. Like it doesn't. You know that the sun was going to rise in an hour or so.
It doesn't
But
look like
as you peer out, you're like, man, it's been at least 4 or 5 hours. Like, what is going on? But it's just as dark as, and you can't see much because it's so well, but you just see like some trees and then some movement. There's still things running around out there and clawing at the door. All right, we can call it there. If ever, I think everyone's good. I think you're starting to get pretty tired. So, and again, I will go for. If we don't, somebody doesn't say anything or miss me, like I will go until
This is good. I mean, so this is the hard part about this campaign. You're on the West Coast, so it's
no
like
doubt. I get it.
fucking 9 o'clock. You're like, fuck yeah, man, I'm ready to go 3 more hours. Meanwhile, it's like...
no, I get it. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. No, I'm not.
Man.
That's exactly right. Yeah. I was
So
on the East Coast
safe,
for a while.
though.
Remember? And
We're safe?
you are at this very moment. Yes. I don't know if I'd use the word "you are safe." Just generally.
Right.
We're hunkered down.
Secure.
But at this moment, there's less danger.
Woo!
But you will admit, though, as you rest there for a while, that you hear a lot of creaks and groans and ripping and break. Like, maybe this place won't hold up as long as you originally thought. But
Fuck. All right. Well, so
anyone's using hit dice, I play Song of Rest. If anyone's using hit dice to read.
sorry. I don't know how to turn that down. I thought I did turn down the volume on it, but yeah, he sings his Song of Rest, his hurdy-gurdy. It's almost, somehow, it is actually very kind of deep and kind of melancholy sound, but it is somehow reassuring in this weird way, and appropriate, as you guys drift in and out of a little bit of sleep, but you're not taking a full rest, right?
I think
You're
I'll
just
be like leaning up against the door,
You guys do hear that cat all night long, or all,
fucking elbow the door every time it does it. Like, shut up, cat.
all there. Yeah, it was fun. It was good.
All right. So, hold on. Let me get over to stream state. All right. Well, that's chapter 1 in When the Black Roses Bloom. Well done, Davian. That was...
I had fun.
That was a lot of fun. Noah.
Welcome, sir. Yes, of course. Yes, yeah.
When
Right
can
in the-
we?
right in the depth.
When
hi.
can we let our viewers know when we're gonna start your campaign? Is it next weekend, or are we gonna wait 2 weekends or 3 weekends?
I would go more with 3 weekends.
Okay, so then I will say, just stay tuned. I'll hop on. I'm done with vacation. Summer's over for me, so I'm gonna stop slacking on everything, and I'm gonna start being more attentive to the schedules and everything, as summer for the Wayward Ones has been extremely lackadaisical, which is needed. We've been running this shit like 2 times a week for 4 years, so that's just fucking nuts off the top end. But we will get in, and in 2 weeks you can check back here for chapter 2 and When the Black Roses Bloom. Damien, good job. I dug it.
Thanks for letting me run it. I had fun. I hope you guys had fun.
Dude, this is awesome. Noah, I hope you had fun with your girlfriend's parents. You missed out. It was a blast. Hey, Flash. I have this problem. Like, I update the schedule, but I don't know where to go to check it. How would I do that?
Well, any website that you tune in on, you're going to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you see when we go live, and then you can come into the live and go into the chats and find out what we're doing.
Woohoo!